And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Quad V. We bring you guys live coverage from the Qnatek Summer Battle. I am Menace. Alongside me, I've got Pansy, and we're going to be bringing you guys Western Wolves versus ClanPoland in the upper brackets, round of 8. So already in the quarterfinals for this one. Of course, it is double elimination, so there's loads of games still going on. Otherwise, it is currently the knife run, so let's jump on into the game here, as we will be seeing the knife go down. Now, Pansy, how are you thinking this one's going to be faring out? It's backlot, it's fantasy.
Yep.
I mean,
we all know that statement, don't we?
We all know that. I think we've reverbed it or reworded it a couple of times over the weekend, but it still stands.
This one for me is such a hard one to call. I was hating. Well, I love this game, seeing it, but I hate to call it because you know, I think Mark from Apex made a really good point yesterday to me. Basically, you know, obviously between Western Wolves, CPL, TCM, it's really just whoever turns up best on the day. It's not even, you know, who's the better on paper now, because these teams are so, you know, on and off. CPL have been super active, they've been playing, they've been, you know, constantly going over stuff, whereas Western Wolves may not have been so active recently, and you can see it in the way they're playing. They're not looking as strong as they once were, let's say. You know, yeah, that's it. That is exactly it. It's not the fact that they're worse. They're still phenomenal players, but they don't have that little edge right now. And they'll probably get it back, don't get me wrong. But I think this is going to be a hideously close game, and I'm going to say, just for the fun of it, CPL are going to walk away with this.
I wanted to say that.
It's all mine.
I had a feeling, I mean, the way they finished it, because they finished their first game this morning. Yeah. And that one, which I shall quote you in a moment, went in the favour of... oh, oops, not the stream page. Silly me. Get to the brackets quickly. Right, so they played up against My Skill Esports this morning, which by no means is a bad team. They took the game 2-0, and the second game went something like 13-5. So it was a really one-sided affair this morning. So I'm pretty sure that, I mean, they looked on form, they looked excited, they looked ready to go. And
so they've had a warm-up as well. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be pumped up for this match, as we do just wait for them to get all readied up. See, we have got the Russian guys also commentating this one, so if you are by any chance Russian, you have missed out. They have got the stream running over there on their side of things. Either way, though, let's jump into this matchup. It is going to be only Freaks. Oh, Myson's actually got scope. He's got a front spawn, and I'm always a fan of checking out the scopes at the start of the game. So let's just see if he's going to be able to dodge all these nades. He does do so, actually. Smokes on the bomb ready, so he's expecting some pressure as he moves onto this bomb side. And again, this upper position, we know him to play it with an AK very well. We saw him tried once yesterday, actually, playing up against the AS guys, and curious to see if he's able to do much more with it this time. He is actually one of the only people, or he is the only person in A. He has spotted someone in mid, and there's a shot there onto L's. He's got to be careful. He now knows someone's hurt him, is going to be coming up to try and find him. Pulls out the Eagle, but it's not enough, as Evo takes him down single-handedly. Now, Mr. Lantasy, also known as Fantasy, is laying down some fire onto that L-bend. He has spotted a player there. He's going to fall out into the lower area instead. On with the AK onto Evo, as Fantasy now decides he needs to maybe move out a bit, get pressuring a little bit more. Oh, actually not. He's going to sit back instead. Of course, the more disciplined decision, and you know, it keeps him alive, so probably the better one too. Now, Header has actually spotted. Oh no, wow, superb shot from him, takes him out. He's not expecting Fantasy to push around the side. He is actually now looking in that direction, and there we go. Fantasy with the SMG takes out Header. First round going in favor of Western Wolves, and strongly at that.
Yeah, but
well, let me review with it. The start was strong, the closing off was a little bit close.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up with Fox here, as he did have a really nice spawn on the attacking side with that SMG, which always gives you the nice bit of freedom to run wherever you feel like, and I think he's going to be coming up against a player just as right. They've missed each other somehow. Now, Western Wolves player has literally slipped through the middle of them. It is Fantasy, takes down Freak, so can he get another? No, he can't, because Evo's there, and Al's whopping up the frag onto Ono. Fox darts around to only be punished by Froz at B. But now we do find ourselves in a 3v2 already. Header and Evo up against Froz, Myson, and Tubi. So now, Myson under pressure towards that top A area. They're already adapting and taking note where he's playing, and he's really going to have to switch something up soon. Dropping out of A now, trying to get closer to his teammates to help them out, because Froz is laying down the fire towards top B just to stop the CPL forces from being able to peek so freely. But he's getting tagged up once again from the boys up there, and Header getting tagged up himself. It's all going off, and no one falling yet. But there we go, Evo does take down Froz, so that's opened up that B site a touch more. But Header now being a little bit paranoid. Who's coming around behind him, and he's right to B, so there is a player just behind him who's managed to walk around. Meissen though drops down Evo, so he's got to switch around, does get the 180 tag onto Meissen, doesn't manage to drop him though. Real shame there. But now he's got the Deagle out, he's got 30 seconds on the board, and he does take down Tubi, he is all on, and Header is on a mission. 1v1 against Meissen here, 25 seconds on the board. Clock is ticking down. Which site will he go for? It seems though he's liking B right now, and it seems quite preferable as Meissen is sitting way far back by almost by L-bend. Header now does manage to make his way towards that B-bomb, and will be getting that bomb planted. So you can see that now Western Wolves have the time limit. He's got to get moving, but the tags are flying out towards Header. He's got to be so careful. One more shot and he would have fallen. Yes, does manage to get out the window, and now can try and set up somewhere to hold and defend this bomb. Meissen just cautiously peeking around, spots Header there, does get a shot off, but doesn't manage to drop him. The tags are flying out here, but they're just so careful not to overly peek. And here we go, Meissen though! Meissen with the reflex shot there, does take down Header. And I almost feel sorry for him because he played that so well, but he just got absolutely punished by Meissen's reflexes.
Wow, that was actually incredibly close, and it was really well played there for Header to actually push out way before Meissen would have expected it. It's unfortunate for him that Meissen just happened to be on the far side of the bomb and couldn't land enough damage-inducing shots. Either way, though, we will be going now onto the third round, as we do see Eva's made his way towards A, taking out Meissen, which is a big win for them, as it's one of the main defenders over on that A side. They've had to convert someone who was covering mid over towards A to try and fill that gap. Fantasy takes out Els as Els tries to move it on the bomb side. Evo sitting inside is going to hold the position at the moment before he can maybe get a teammate in there. But unfortunately, everyone trying to get in there with him is being taken out. Evo trying to reply back, moves that onto the bomb as his teammate comes forward. Fantasy takes a shot onto Header. He goes down, but Evo with the revenge frag, so at least it's an exchange of some sorts. Unfortunately, it's not really in his favor as Ono takes out another one of his teammates. Although Evo not giving up just yet, takes out Shubi. He's going to run to go pick up the bomb and get himself an AK. Ooh, as he gets in that door, Froz shuts him down. And again, I mean, only 2 players left alive for Western Wolves, and they're pretty far away. These rounds are incredibly close.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's it's really coming down to the clutches towards the end of the round that are winning these rounds at the moment. It's not the the initial impact that either team are making. The nades obviously now do make some sort of difference, but it's coming down to the 1v1s, 2v2s, and it seems as though Western Wolves are obviously coming out on top of these so far. Meissen though is making his way to top 8 once again with that scope. We already saw that CPL do know where he has been, so I can imagine that number's going to be almost up soon. But CPL really swarming around this mid area, trying to get as much cover as possible and peeking as many angles as they can in one kind of go. Froz though takes down Freakser. I believe he's usually the scope for CPL, but deciding not to really go for that on backlot. It's always a personal choice for scopes whether they actually decide to pick it up or not. And normally they don't. So Els does take down on us. It's looking like a CPL round finally because it's a 4v2. Bomb makes his way towards A. Header. Once again, safe hands. Evo taking out Froz. Now it's all on Tubi. And here we go, Tubi in a 1v4, making a 1v3 because he's taking down the first man, which was Evo. Deagle to hand. Does hear some shots ringing out from mid-house. Goes from the peak. Right in, spots a player there, does get the tag but not the frag onto Els. Has to dart away just to change position because the fire is coming in thick and fast. He's getting tagged up rather heavily, and Els with the re-peek takes him down. That's the first round on the board for CPL, and I think they worked that perfectly. They started to really control the pace there mid-round and didn't just let Western Wolves kind of have it their way.
It was one of those genuinely deserved rounds because there wasn't any luck really involved. It was just all team tactical play. They were able to catch out Western Wolves on a number of occasions. And Evo once again pushing towards his A side has tagged up Meissen a slight amount, but unfortunate for him, as Meissen's going to be able to regen that health. Evo's actually sitting on 10 frags at the moment after only 4 rounds, so really good KD ratio from him as he makes his way through Rattle. There's a player just on the other side of that wall. Of course, he's not expecting it. Froz, Lowerton. Fantasy also actually towards the Lowerton area, so there's a lot of players in very close proximity of each other. Fantasy's got a player off to his left-hand side, spying that red container. He's got to be very careful about that. And a straight line attack. Literally all 4 players for CPL are in a straight line, or they were, before Ono takes out Header. And Western Wolves seemingly have woken up this round ever so slightly more than what they were the previous round, being a little bit more alert and a little bit more on form. We do have Truby crawling around front A. He's the solo man defending that A bomb site as Fantasy has spotted a play towards the left-hand side, easily picks up the frag onto Els. There's a play towards top ruins. AK comes out again. Fantasy unable to land the frag, but Froz going to be the one to get that revenge in there, and it'll bring it to 1-4. So 3-round lead in favor of Western Wolves, and looking good for them so far.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think anyone can take it away from them. They're really closing out the rounds, which is obviously pivotal at the moment. But Freaks now picking up the scope, so maybe he's feeling as though now's the right time, and Al's is feeling like it's very much the right time. Dropping a nade, taking down Ono and Myson all in one foul swoop. Chubi with the reply onto Evo, who's been a bit of the danger man for CPL so far, really rattling the cages of Western Wolves, but Al's is on a mission, and the mission isn't stopping yet, because Fancy and Chubi drop to the S&P work, and Freaks are there to mop it up. That's another round on the board for CPL, so 2-4, and maybe they feel you know, defense is more their strong side, so they're just waiting for their moment to really get their teeth into things.
Yeah, of course. I mean, a lot of people would prefer the attacking side. I'm one of those people that I find the attacking side a little bit easier, as you're able to control their pace of play, you know, really kind of set the tone for the match.
Exactly.
So my worry is that if this is their stronger side, then they're going to have troubles if they don't end off the half, you know, in their favor. On the same note, this is one of Western Wolves' strongest maps, so CPL shouldn't be knocked back by it. They should realize that they're going up against probably one of the favorites to win it. So they should keep their heads high, keep fighting on. If Eva doesn't look to his right-hand side, he's going to be taken out by Fantasy. And it's one of those simple things that... it's really one of those small spots that you really should just look right before you go left around the corner.
Explosives planted.
We do see Fantasy trying to move here onto the bomb side. The bomb has gone down. We do see Fantasy taking out the first player. There is a player towards top A. Going to be walking right into Fantasy's M. No, Fox fights back. Tells Fantasy there is no way that you're going to defuse my bomb. Now Fox lets off specifically one shot before before realizing he's in loads of trouble. And now it is all down to Freakser. Froz is on mid-roof. He's got to be very careful. Fire coming in from that mid-roof area. Froz might jump down towards Tony. Actually, he's going to drop onto the fence. Can Freakser land it? No, he cannot. It seems the unaim hit reg from Froz is superior.
Did he make that?
I don't know if he made that. Did he make that? That is so close. Holy...
Explosive.
Oh my word. What?
That was a little bit too close for comfort, I do believe, but Fox has got the front spawn here, so let's see if he can really make the odds in A. We can still, well, we saw Al's do it last round with that lovely +10 nade, and 2 quick SMG frags to follow, but let's see if Fox can pick up where he left off. Smoke pluming out towards A just to allow Westmore to get inside. And now Fox does have a peek, does make his way to top 8, but he does get shot down through the wall by Chubi with the perfect knowledge of where he would have been pushing. Now that A push has lost kind of that little poignant person who could have made all the odds, but now 3 players towards A. Bomb not too far behind. Header goes walking around towards side A with the Deagle out, just trying to spot anyone towards back A. He does know there's a player there, Evo, though, dropping down Myson with the Deagle. They've got to be careful, because I can imagine Chubi's just waiting to pounce, and there we go. Does almost get the shot onto Header there from side A, but just chills out a little bit, sits back by the girds, and waits for his teammates to pick off the following players in A. Ono doing just that onto Freakser with a lovely little headshot. 2 players now, 3 actually. Evo's so tagged up, it looks as though he's dead. But 3 against 4. CPL definitely getting their grips towards A, but they're just not managing to land the frags. And just to prove me wrong, Al's is doing exactly that, taking down Ono, who was at top B. But now Fantasy coming up huge. But there we go, Al's drops down, does take him out. And now Evo doing just the same. Now it's all on Froz once again. Can Froz pull this back and keep Westmore in the firm lead? Let's find out. So Froz now darting around towards Elbend. Spots one towards side A. Can he get the frag? No, he can't. Al's is feeling confident as anything, and I can see exactly why. The man is doing so well for CPL right now. I don't know if he's top of the scoreboard. Let's find out. He's actually not. He's second there. Him and Evo, though, really ripping up A together. It's absolutely sensational. Now,
We'll note that there are currently no scopes in play for either team, which isn't too uncommon, but it's one of those things I like to point out. Mice is going to be running top A with that AK. I want to see if he's able to spot anything and maybe let his teammates know, wait a minute guys, there's something going on over B. Now, Al sitting on the edge looking like he wants to go towards mid-roof. Honor's been able to find himself 2 frags so far on the run before being shut down by Evo. Al should really go into mid-roof though. I really want him to go into mid-roof. Probably just me with the thing about mid-roof, but definitely the better advantage point. Mice is going to take out Els though, and I guess that's one of those positions that really only mid-roof could have taken out. Towards top A unless he had an SMG pushing in from the side. Either way though, will be Fantasy to clean up onto Evo, pushing it to 3-6, and that is a 3-round difference. And really, if CPL want to make anything on defense, they're going to have to pick up the next 3 rounds too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to follow Freakser here as he has picked up the scope once again. He does quite favour it towards his B side. He never really goes for the A peaks or picks with it. So he's clearly trying to shut down the B players here. There's a lot of smoke blew out towards him, so he's feeling aggressive. The smoke landing right in the correct place for him. It's almost like a mirror image of what Meissen was doing with the scope on defense, making his way towards top A, and there we go, spots Ono, who he knew was playing there the whole time, and now it's opened up this B side quite perfectly. So you can see how spread towards A the Western side are. But now the attention definitely being drawn towards B from Freakster, but I can see that CPL have actually made their way towards A with that bomb. Bomb going down. This looks like a fantastic round. They can hold these positions right now. They are in such a strong place. So advantage to CPL with the one player up, but you can see that Westernwall's Tubi and a couple of others now making their way towards side A. Fantasy and Tubi hand in hand towards the side of A now. Deciding to rotate around towards Bricks, and there Froz takes down Freakster, and it's all kicking off in A because Fox does reply on Fancy, and Header there takes down Tubi, who's watching the side A push. Header and Evo mopping it up, and what a round from CPL. Freakster really being the diversion almost towards B, takes out Ono just to eliminate anyone who'd be able to hurt the players in A, and then just literally swarming it with everyone else to get that bomb down. Simply, so well played from CPL there. That is what I want to see from them.
That's one of those things where, we saw Western Wolves working really well together to push all the players in at the exact same time. Unfortunately for them, CPL were prepared for it and literally just annihilated them as they walked through the door. So didn't go their way as much as they wanted. We do have, is that really Tubi going all the way around on B side, all the way into the attacking spawn. He's actually able to make his way all the way through to tank. There is a player just in front of him behind the wall who Fantasy actually takes out. So it's all up to Fox, 1 versus 4. He doesn't have the bomb with him at the moment, and unfortunately Fantasy will shut him down as quickly, which means 1 run left in the half, and it is favouring Western Wolves 7-4.
Yeah, I'm going to watch Evo even here. He's at the front spawn on the attacking side, which generally does direct where you go as a team, but he may just prove me wrong. But they do seem to be going towards 8, but a little bit of a slower pace. Now, I've got to say it. Western Wolves don't seem as though they're playing like a collective at the moment. They seem like, if one player in a round plays exceptionally well, like Fantasy or whomever it may be, they win it quite comfortably. But when it comes down to really working the frags together and playing with set strats, CPL seem to come out on top pretty much. So for me, it's obviously if they shut down the 2 real impact players, like obviously Fantasy and Tubi, it seems as though CPL just mop up these rounds, and they're doing just that once again, as Fantasy does drop down to the SMG work of Evo. Freakster taking the AK fire to Froz, and now it's all on one man. It is Tubi. And if they can secure this round, obviously Western Wolves will feel a lot more confident going into the questionably easier side. But there we go, Evo just taking out that lovely deagle work towards mid-house. And now, I've got to say it, I'm quite surprised at the, not lack of team play from Western Wolves, but they're renowned for, excuse me, for how they used to play as a collective, and they're very drilled in with their team play and working together. It seems as though that CPL, maybe because they're more active, are shining through more on that kind of ability.
One of the things that I want to point out, which is always unfortunate for me, is the scores. We see Evo sitting on 18 for 9. Which at the moment, if you exclude Fox's reconnect after he was only on 4 frags, I mean, that's 11 frags difference between the top and bottom player. I mean, it's not looking any better for the Western Wolves side, but really they can't be relying so much on one player to try carry them through this victory. Either way though, we are now back into the second half here at the first map of CPL ClanPoland versus Western Wolves. And at the moment, things are starting off slow. CPL all the man down right off the start as an early nade was able to take out Header. It seems Western Wolves are doing a general little bit of pressuring on A and on B. We see the shots flying right over Fantasy's head. I think his teammates actually teasing him with all those bullets. And loads of pressure going onto the B side. Evo sitting up on mid. He's just making sure that no one is coming behind his team. And once again, a very nice spread from CPL on the defensive line. They've literally, again, they've got this straight line defense that no one can really get through, and I struggle to fault it in any way because it seems to be working for them, even when they're on the attacking side. Now Ono takes out Fox, Froz onto Freakster. Unfortunately, Evo's your last man standing. Fantasy's just going to jump out back A, make mince meat of that one, and we'll be sitting with a 3-round advantage in favour of Western Wolves.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up with Tubi here. He's quite a nice spawn with that SMG, and I'm always interested to see how Western Wolves play with it. It seems like Tubi's going to be splitting off towards this B side, with the bomb following not too far behind, so this could be the nice little B push coming out. Obviously doing the verts mode just to allow his teammates to run through towards B and get top B quite comfortably. Now, I believe it was Power back in the day used to do something very similar. Obviously, I remember seeing Nick Cole or Toxgy pushing up top B and really keeping back the defensive side. Freakster, though, taking a stand, does drop down Meissen with a sublime little headshot. Oh, Freakster! You absolute monster! Shutting down this B push with an absolute touch of absolute class to it. Oh, Freakster is on a mission, folks. and it is not stopping anytime soon. Now it's all on one man, as Freakster has absolutely decimated the Western Wolves side. I can't believe what I've seen. But now Fantasy in a 1v3, and it's not looking good for him. Bomb is loose towards B, and that B side is being absolutely watched with the hawk eyes of Freakster. And there we go, Freakster. What a sensational round. 4 frags, and each one of those saved the round. You know, if he'd let Fantasy get into mid-house, he could have dropped down his 2 teammates. If he had let Chubi push top B, they'd have killed 2 teammates. He's amazing round from him. Absolutely amazing.
Definitely so. We will be now seeing Chubi actually go towards front A, once again having a nice boss spawn. Rather lucky man, as I can assure you that doesn't generally happen. He's been able to take out one, tries or gets the second one. Actually going for a third, he's going to have to let that one steam off onto his teammate there, onto that A bomb side. And he actually does get taken out there by Els towards the Girders area. Freakster rings in with a shot. Froz goes down 3 on 3. Oh, Freakster spotted another one, but he has no idea where that player's gone. It is actually Honor with that AK. Fantasy takes out Header. Freakster, for all his patience, finally gets paid off. And he gets the deagle onto Fantasy. It is now all on Mice, and Els is going to walk around the corner and take him out. CPL reclaim the round, get the defuse, and are now only 1 round away from tying everything all back up.
This is amazing, and so far to me it's because Freakster's picking up that scope, and I've got to follow him now. He's doing all the damage on the defensive side, and you know, I'm glad he held this back from attack, and you know, he's brought us a nice close game. Obviously he's making his way towards B now, with Als pushing that lower B area just to clear it out for him, to keep him comfortable and clean so he can peek as freely as he wants. So now does drop a couple of wallbangs towards that MG house. Myson drops a nade onto Fox's face, so now Western Wolves with the early advantage into this round, but let's see if they can keep hold of that. So now the fire does manage to rattle off towards A. Els takes down Froz. That was towards the B side, but Els has really gone on a massive sweep around backlot. Header getting one for himself onto Chubi. Evo following suit, and now finally Fantasy takes us down with Ono in due course. But we've left it in a 2v2, and the man Freakster is still alive. It is towards B. Let's see where the others are. Ono in mid-house. We do have Fantasy joining him hand in hand. So if Freakster spots either of these, I can imagine he's going to drop them rather quickly, because the man is absolutely on form right now. So I would not be peeking him too quickly, but it does seem as though they're making their way towards B. You can see nades raining out towards top B. He's got to dart away just to get out of the fire and the pressure. He's got to be calling to his teammate, you know, help me out here. I'm under a hell of a pressure. Where are you? Now Ono, there's a pincer movement coming up here, and Fantasy does make his way towards top B, but Freakster with the deagle, casually dropping down Fantasy. Now it's all on Ono in a hideous predicament. It's like the table has just been turned, because he's now in a 1v2, and he's pinned in towards this back tin area. Does manage to spot the player, but Freakster's there. Nice trained on that little angle. And wow, simply well played to CPL once again, keep bringing it all even. 8 rounds to 8. I can't believe what we're seeing here.
8 rounds to 8. We have yet to see Fox get a frag, so I want to give him some love, and hopefully not the good old commentator's curse, and see if we can maybe give him a little bit of luck. Send all your positive energy to Fox, as he is now going to be going up against an A attack from Western Wolves. Got to play filtering through mid. One going towards the bricks area. His teammates already dropped in the form of Els, although Honor has also gone down for the Western Wolves side. Fox just watching the door. He's being very, I don't want to say narrow-minded, but he is being, you know, kind of stuck on only watching one direction. Yeah, he's got the play off to his right-hand side. He's still done nothing about it. I think the play's actually towards top A. Eva making his way in. Chibi goes down. Fox lands the shot onto Myson. Fantastic stuff. That's all we wanted to see. Now, Froz, your last man standing. He is in mid-house. He's in a 1 versus 4 situation. He's taking out one. Eva going to stop him in his tracks, though. And CPL take the lead.
Who can believe it, folks? I'm lost for words at the moment. I'm so surprised at how well CPL have turned this around. You know, I was worried that defense would be their weaker side, but they have just put me in my place. And I've got to watch Freakster again, because they are making their way towards B, the Western Wall side. They're going to be coming against the absolute pain train that is Freakster, if they even think about pushing it. And obviously, he's stepped back a bit. He's seeing the players and the smokes coming out, and he's thinking, okay, I'm going to play a little bit deeper here. I'm going to let them take B, get Header to, you know, obviously head this one up, and I'll just try and work the frags for it. So Header does take down Chubi. See where Western Walls are. 2 split towards A, 2 towards B, but the bomb is B side, so we've got to be careful, because Header is making his way through the Western Wall side with pretty much ease, shutting down Froz with a fantastic little headshot. And now it's CPL with a vast advantage. Evo spotting Myson towards that mid-house, does drop him down, spins around, takes a shot onto Ono as well. Evo punishing the Western Wall side, and now it's all on one man. It is Fancy towards A, and there we go, takes down Evo, who was top A. He did take down Fox previous to that, spots a player towards the grassy area by MG. Now he's got 3 players to find and a bomb to relocate. So now he's on a world of trouble. Fire raining in from every which way. And Freaks is there to put him out of his misery. And the lead is getting further and further away from Western Wolves. And here's the timeout.
I was about to say, if anyone, it's Chibi that's going to call the timeout to make sure that these guys are kept a little bit in their place. And just try and kill a little bit of the momentum. And, you know, not just keep on going from round to round and not allowing Western Wolves enough time to, you know, maybe talk over a couple of strats, try and fix a few things up before they head on into the next round. I do think they need to focus a little bit more on trying to take out Freakser and try and utilize that B side a little bit more. I mean, we only have 2 players for CPL going up on that side. And, you know, with the skills of... I'm also curious as to why Froz hasn't, you know, maybe tried his little scope action towards mid-roof. A lot of the CPL players are playing out in the open, especially over on the A side. They're very visible from the mid area. Tin area too, and then of course on top ruins. So I'm curious as to why Froz hasn't gone scope towards mid roof. I'm curious as to why they're not pressuring on the B side more, and why aren't they focusing on Freakser?
I think they've tried, but obviously with the likes of Als on a Kate, I think it's between Als and Header, they switch up who kind of babysits towards B with Header, with Freakser, to obviously stop the push and stop anyone getting too close, and they're doing such a great job of it. Obviously we've seen Als push around that lower B section, make his way through MG, clear that, and then head on towards, you know, L Bend, and just really causing the damage. That's probably putting off Western Wolves from trying that. And personally, if I was Myson, I wouldn't want to take on Freakser right now with the scope. It's not his first weapon. You know, and if Freaks is on form, you're not going to do much damage with it. You're just probably going to get dropped pretty early on, especially going to mid-roof when there's been such control over B. So the only thing I'd say is obviously do work that B side, you know, take down that player who's pushing lower B, and then, you know, do what you can from there, because it's not working out for Western Wolves right now, and they've got to try and switch something up, or, you know, just win these 1v1s so they keep losing to these players, and it's like a sloppy Western Wolves side right now, but hopefully that little timeout break is really keep them into gear. But why don't you just jump us back into the first round after this timeout?
So we're going to be having a look over and just kind of see what Western Wolves are maybe going to be changing up over here. It seems like they're very much stacked going over towards this A side. We do see Fantasy pushing out towards mid. He's made his way to tank, just making sure that no one's going to be coming over that mid bin. Now, GB going in his way, making his way up to the lower A side. Fantasy comes up a little under quite a bit of fire, as his teammate should be encountering someone on the lower A area any second. Fantasy taking it slow. I believe he tried to bounce that smoke right off the pillar just to make sure the front A was covered. He doesn't want to expose himself to Freakser. Drops down the stairs. He does actually get spotted and tagged up. Will be taken up by Fox from lower A. Frost trying to apply that covering fire onto Freakser, but it's not going to work. And Frost sees himself in a 1 versus 3 situation. And just didn't see. Oh wow! What? Anyway, so Frost takes out Freakser. I guess that's all you need. He doesn't even need a scope, which is an AK and some ridiculous aim. But we do see CPL picking themselves up another round. 3 rounds difference, and only 2 more rounds for CPL to secure themselves a map point. Yeah, and it's unreal. I want CPL to win this, but I didn't think they'd do it in such a way. The B push is coming out, picking up here with Tubi. He's probably going to make his way to top B once again. He did this before. Very much the Toxgy route that he used to take, but pretty drilled in, and that's exactly why. Taking down Head of the man who was helping out Freakser towards B. And now Freakser, I can imagine, will be in a little bit of trouble here, but he is towards that MG area. Myson takes him out with the AK fire. Frost went for himself onto Evo. This is looking very much like a Western Wolves round. And here we go, it's all on Als. Als is in a bit of a good position, but there we go. Fancy drops around the corner and takes him down, and now Western Wolves are back into this. And I think, you know, as I said, that if they take out that guy who's been pushing lower B or top B with Freakser, they have a chance of really breaking that side, but until they do, you've got no hope, and they've got to keep keeping things fresh. If Tubi goes for the same route, I'll be surprised if Header falls for it at the same time, and it seems like Tubi is doing the exact same thing once again. That's one of the things. I mean, I like the fact that they are pressuring over on B side.
And there you go.
Header does sprint fire it though. I think he learned from the first mistake.
Yep.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So he'll be able to walk away from that one holding his head high, being pretty much just saying, you know, Chibi can read you like a pop-up book. Probably not the best way to describe it, but either way, it has worked. We do see Western Wolves still the man down though. So it is all on. I'm pretty sure they do remember that they are attacking, because at the moment they're just not moving. Header takes out Myson. Fantasy finally decides to stand up and will make his way towards mid. There's 2 players per bomb site at the moment. They have got 1 rotating around the back, which is Al's going to take out Fantasy. Once again, Froz, your last man standing. He's been the last man standing a couple rounds in a row now. and I don't think it's really his fault. It's pretty much just the position he's playing means that later on in the round he doesn't see as much action. So by no means his own fault, but definitely something that you want to avoid round after round. We do see him making his way into mid. I was just making sure it is all clear before jumping onto Red Container, making sure it's not being taken out from behind, but it is Als peeking from 10. We'll push it to 12-9, which means it is map point for CPL here in the first map between ClanPoland and Western Wolves.
Got to pick it up here with Fantasy, the man that they're all depending on right now. It's between Fantasy and Froz. Froz to close out the rounds and Fantasy to make all the damage. The air push is definitely on. So Fantasy has made his way into this A side, does get flashed up. So now he's completely blind and completely vulnerable towards A. He's got to just sit back for a second and hope that no one's pushed him as of yet. And he's sort of just about got away with it. Spotsman makes his way into A. He's got to be careful. It does take down Evo. There's another bit of fire coming out and Fantasy doing just what he should. 2 players down, A secured, and that is the Fantasy we know and love. 3 players left standing for CPL. Froz dropping down header with a lovely AK shot there. And now 2 stand, make it 1. It's all on Freakster to secure this win for the CPL side. Does spot a player towards mid. Knows there's one on the roof, does rattle off the shot, but Myson takes him out with the AK fire.